Well, a very good morning, good evening, and good noon to all the global empire souls who are watching this live today on the platform of Global Talk Show by Business Power Academy, Netherlands. And today, this show is going to be super awesome and super exhilarating because we have a great personality from Mumbai, India, none other than Coach Dexter Rodriguez. Welcome, Coach Dexter, to our show. It's really a great honor to host you today.
Thank you so much, Dr. Supriya. I love your energy levels. So thank you so much for having me on the show and looking forward to the discussion with you.
Well, world, we do have Coach Dexter. And before I take a lovely deep dive in my journey with him, let me apprise him what is Coach Dexter. He's an educator, speaker, training leader, NLP coach, and most important, and that's really great, being a spiritual educator. And now I am super excited to know about his journey, his passion, his work, and I hope you are same in the same boat and you reciprocate the same what I am feeling now. And so take this journey on. I would like to ask my first question to Dexter. Dexter, we all know that you're a global educator, coach, and you are doing an LP coaching also. But still, how is your life journey by till now if I talk about 2022?
So, a lot of people, when they start off, when they talk about their journeys, they talk about all the obstacles that they faced in life and how, they rose above and all of that. My journey is a very simple journey. There is no hero story here. It's a happy journey. So when you get onto all these television shows, they have this emotional background running and how they overcame. So none of that is part of my journey. I had a very happy childhood, grew up in a very happy home, and had some wonderful parents by virtue of having two wonderful parents and a very intelligent sibling and a very successful sibling, I must add. So I was nurtured really well, and when I started working, I realized that training was my forte. So I was in operations first. I would manage teams of people, and but over a period of time, I started leaning towards, pivoting towards the human side of it, the development side of it, how to scale capability, how to work with humans. So I became a student of human behavior, and I've been a student of human behavior since the year 2005. So while I started working way back in 2003, it's 2005 is when I moved into training, and
A little next network issue is there. Can you please check it out?
Individuals, leaders, everyday folks as well. I used to be a women's empowerment coach for quite an long period of time, and then now I've slowly expanded my purview. And what I also do currently is I also mentor and coach other coaches on the practices of neuro-linguistic programming. And and the other thing that I do is I'm a past life regression therapist. So I do a spiritual education, spiritual coaching as well. So the hats that I wear, you could say, fall under training, coaching, spirituality, and a little bit of writing and professional speaking as when I get the time. So since 2005 till date, that has typically been the journey. I currently serve as the global training head for an organization called Datamatics, which is in India. So I wear these multiple hats in at work and at my professional workplace, and also at my workplace, and also at my private practices. So these are the areas that I'm operating under.
Well, Dexter, it was really lovely to know about your journey. And I must say, the way you said it's not a TV show, I have incredible. It was really lovely to start with it. And yes, we do all have different types of journeys which inculcate a new type of confidence, zest, zeal towards a life, passion. And that's what it can reflect in your personality too. Before I move to my next level, I am having one question. You have such an incredible journey with lots of opportunities and with lots
Mm.
of, incredibility. Did you find any sort of challenges in your journey, and what kind of, hurdles that were ready to block your way? And we would love to know how you have
Mm.
overcome all those journeys in your life. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll start off by saying that my favorite, one of my favorite approaches in life, very early on, I discovered is, and I figured out sometime later. There's a book also by that same name. It's called "The Obstacle Is the Way," which means that every day I look forward to obstacles. Every day I look forward to challenges. Every day, there's not been a single day where I wake up and say that, I hope this day goes well for me. I typically wake up every day in the morning and say, what's new happening today? What can I do today that's different? Or rather, what's the obstacle that comes my way? I remember very early on the way this approach developed was because very early on in my career, I used to work for an accounts receivables team. So we were calling up people and very rich people and asking them to pay us money. And you'd get a lot of and when rich people don't want to pay you the money, they have 100 different ways of saying it. So it could be a very frustrating job. And what I did is I realized that the best way to do it, and even salespeople, for example, for that matter, they get a lot of rejection stories. So what I realized at that point is that the best way to approach this is to welcome obstacles, to embrace it, to accept it, and to look forward to it. And that has not left me over the last 20 years. So every day, I'm always looking for the next obstacle. And the fact that life realizes that you're doing this, it gives you the best obstacles with the best learnings, and you enjoy living each day. So each day becomes an adventure. Each day becomes worth living. So it's that from that perspective, there've always been tons of obstacles and tons of challenges that I've seen and worked through. I think most of the challenges, if I were to put them in perspective, would be, let's say, maybe two or three of them. The first one is being too eye focused.
Okay.
So, as an individual, as a human being, I am uh, hard coded to be of service. So, the moment I start looking more inwards and looking at my lens from inside out, only, I realize that my balance in my life shifts. So for me to be of service to people, which is this the classic analogy of you take the fish out of water and you ask it to
Mhm.
climb a tree. The fish can't climb a tree, right? So similarly, because I'm hard coded for service, I find most of my happinesses in other people's happinesses. And the moment I try to figure out what are the ways in which I can make myself only happy, I feel
Mhm.
very encumbered with that thought. I find more release in viewing other people's happinesses, taking joy in their success. So realizing what I'm built for, what I'm made for, and not changing that programming. I think that was the biggest obstacle first and foremost. So that's over the years that has been a constant. That's something that I've tempered and worked through. So I understand now that if you're made in a certain way, you're built in a certain way, you're programmed in a certain way, and my way for me is to be of service, then always be of service. And that worked for me, right? So that was the first obstacle. Yeah, I'm
Wow.
sorry, go ahead. You're going to say something.
No, I am just, spellboundly listening to your. And one thing it's really true, Coach Dexter, which I have realized, when you are focusing on others' happiness, that will give you a
Yes,
real joy. And that will give you a
absolutely.
motive to work upon your dreams also. So I do agree. Whatever you are telling, whatever you are saying, it's 100% true. Well,
Absolutely.
any other
Absolutely.
challenges we would love to share? Most welcome.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
sure, sure. I'll share another one. So the other day they were, interviewing me for a podcast, and they asked me this question, which was, what would you like to leave behind as a legacy? And my response was, which is a challenge that I faced in my life, is, I don't want to leave a legacy behind where people remember me. Rather, I want people to remember the message. Dr.
Super.
Supriya, when we were growing up, when we used to have the postman come to our door, right? We wouldn't go and hug the postman and sit down with him and have chai with him, but we'd snatch that letter from his hand because we knew
Yeah.
he's just the messenger. And the main thing is what's in that letter, right? So I want
Right.
people to forget about me, and I want to evaporate in the background, right? And growing up for a very long time, I believed in this thing called legacy. which is I've got to
True.
leave something behind, I've got to make my mark. But then I realized it's not about me. It was never about me in the first place. It was always about the message. So
Super.
leaving that message behind to the world, and then letting those the people who've received that message, taking it forward and carrying it on. I think that for me will be at on my deathbed rather, the best gift to myself, and that is the best legacy I can leave behind. That I came here and I served the purpose and I left. So that legacy question is something that took some time to figure out, but the day I figured it out, it released a whole lot of these burdens that had accumulated over the years of how do I make a mark in this world, how do I stamp my authority in this world. All of those things just disappeared, and I'm better for it today.
So I must say only one thing. Yes, when we are talking about legacy, challenges, opportunities, there is no one in this world who can say, no, I didn't face any problems. I didn't face any challenges. And when we are
Yeah,
facing those challenges, sometimes we will curse our situations. Why only me? Why it is happening only with me? Even you can
yeah,
say, we are all are human beings. We will say, why it's happening with me? Why others' life? But we are not seeing what others have faced in their life, because
yes,
everybody who came to this world, they have to face the challenges. And those challenges, Dexter, I can see in your journey, it's just like a pushing button to you, always motivating you. And as you
yes.
said, seeing happiness on others face is really a motivation kind of things which will always force you to move forward. So that's a lovely
And
one, I think. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, I just want to add, you make a very brilliant point, because the one that you said about why is this happening to me?
Huh.
So there are a lot of spiritual underpinnings to that piece, because the fact is that the law of karma is always working for you.
Very
It's
true.
always working on your behalf. So because I'm a past life regression therapist, I can tell you that whatever is going on in your life today. So let me ask you this question, Dr. Supriya. You weren't born Dr. Supriya today morning. You led an entire lifetime, right? So the
Yeah.
person that you are today is a culmination of whatever choices, experiences, and experiences that you've had since the time you were a baby till the time you are today.
Yeah.
Similarly, from a spiritual perspective, your soul has traveled multiple lifetimes, and hence whatever's happening to your soul today is a result of whatever has what all the journeys that it's been through over a period of several lifetimes. So when people say this, that what's happening to me, why is it happening to me only? Well, it's happening to you only because you chose it, either through your journeys from previous lifetimes or what's happening to you in this lifetime. And the fact that if you overcome it, you'll realize it'll stop happening to you. If you stop asking that question of, why is it happening to me versus now what can I do about it and how can I overcome this and what can I learn from it? And that's when that boat sails. So that's a very nice point that you made about people always trying to be trapped into their own little microcosms, when they all you have to do is step out, look at it and learn from it, and then work through it. That's about it. Very simple life.
Very true, very true. And when we are talking about karmas and karmic one, I will say only one thing. You have to see only your duties, because only duties are in under our control. And as in other religious books, every religious books, it
Yeah,
has been said you have to focus on your duties rather on result. And result you have to leave on God. So half of the problems are going to sort it for everyone if they will focus on these golden lines. And as a spiritual
absolutely.
educator, I cannot teach you because you are already a spiritual educator, Dexter. So you know better than me, and it's really, really great journey which you are showing today. Not only me, my global educator, global audience who are watching you live today, globally, and getting a lot of positive vibes about their karmas. And I think few of the audience will be focusing on their karmas today. Yes, I have to be the best. I have to do my things in a better perspective. And that's the life where we can take a journey forward. So awesome one. This is
Yes.
really fabulous. Well, Dexter, moving to our global talk show journey, I would love to know when I saw your bio, there was a word called spiritual educator. Till now, I was dealing with coaches, mentors, social skills, you can say, or soft skill trainer, or global educator. But this is really a catchy word for me, spiritual. So, what is it is actually spiritual educator, and how do you deal your clients? I would love to know that.
So, as a result of being a past life regression therapist, what I
Hmm.
do is I amalgamate my coaching along with past life regression therapy. So it can be done in two ways. So I've had clients who I do regression therapy for first, and then whatever comes through. So for example, I had a client who, during her therapy, we realized that she had trust issues, and those trust issues are with money, trust issues with money very specifically. And those trust issues with money came from another lifetime, and as it was building up over several lifetimes, and it had seeded very strongly in this lifetime. So post the coaching session, then how do you, then post the therapy session, then we did a 8-week coaching program where we helped to work through the issues, open up, help people with money, accept money, and build that trust. So today she is a much more confident human being because of the fact that once you identify an issue, it's important. Why I love coaching is because there's a call to action at the end of every coaching session. There is a journey that every coaching session takes you through,
Yeah.
and that is a very, very strong healing process. So coaching is also a very strong healing modality because you are learning so much from coaching. You're observing yourself, you're identifying, and you're taking those action steps that are changing your life. It's like putting a seed in the soil and watering it every day. So each coaching session is this huge dose of air, water, and sun. And at the end of it, you have all the tools with you. You do that for 1 week, for a week or two, and then in the next coaching session, you progress and so on and so forth. At the end of 8 weeks or 2 months or 6 months, so some coaching programs are 6 months long. At the end of 6 months, you bear the fruit of that wonderful journey you've been through. So I amalgamate the spiritual aspect along with the coaching aspect. That's one part of it. The second part of it is also I train people who want to learn more about the spirit, who want to learn more about who we truly are as human beings, not just this flesh and blood biological characters that we are, but what's the software inside the hardware. So
Oh,
that's why so a lot of people are have these very same questions, which is, why is this happening to me? Why am I feeling trapped in this life? Or what did I do to deserve this? I'm feeling so unworthy. So there's so many things, especially, am I deserving enough? Am I worthy enough? These are some of the questions that come through a lot in every day, in most people's lives or most people's journeys. So how do you go about tackling them? A lot of times coaching itself just doesn't cut. So you've got to amalgamate both, and then to give them a perspective of why they are here in the first place. That's where the spiritual part comes through, right?
super.
And the beautiful part is because the soul that's within you recognizes and resonates with the truth. So when you hear another soul speak the truth, it automatically connects. And I must say, the most cliched part, which is very true, is when your soul is ready to accept the truth, you will hear somebody speaking it. And that's always been the case. So whoever I've worked with, they've always come to me when they were absolutely ready. There was never somebody who was half ready. And that's brilliant. It just goes to show the ways in which the universe works to make things happen for us. Yeah. So
That's
those are the two
very
ways,
amazing.
either through training or through coaching, is how I do the spiritual education part.
And I think this is superb one when you said about healing through past regression. And here I must request all my global audience who are watching us live today, if you have such issues like your past regression or you have some other problems related to spirituality, kindly contact Coach Dexter. You can find him on LinkedIn where I have found. So you can just connect with him and you can make your life much easier way, which you have never thought. So please contact Coach Dexter for all your life problems to get solved. And that's the guarantee I can give you on Today Global Talk Show. So this is
Thank
really
you so much.
amazing, Coach. Dexter, I'm just thinking about past life regression. When you were speaking, I was also, going what it is actually about. And it's really a great topic. People generally don't believe, most of the people I've seen, they will not believe in these things like soul. When you said about past life, you said, but it does exist. It does exist. And I do believe, and it's a very interesting topic. So many,
Yeah,
some other day we will talk about this in a deep,
absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely.
And I would love to talk
Yeah.
on this topic. That's really great. Okay, moving to our journey where this is going a super awesome spiritual journey, educating journey, educator, being a coach. My next question I would love to know, Dexter, you told me about your spirituality, your life journey, but still, in your life, is there any moment came when you said, wow, this was the moment I was waiting for? This is my aha moment or wow moment. And we would love to know those wow moments from you. Yeah.
I think those wow moments happen, and that's a very nice question that you asked me, because people are always waiting for this eureka moment in their life, or this aha moment. But
Yeah.
let me tell you that if you are working with people,
Mhm.
you're coaching them, you're training them, so I use a neuro linguistic programming as my main tool during coaching and training.
Yeah.
I use the power of visualization, for example, very frequently during all of my coaching sessions.
Mhm.
Um, as people learn, you learn through them. So coaching, and so coaching, whether it's I do success coaching, I do performance coaching,
Wow.
I do life coaching, and also do spiritual coaching. The various realms that I indulge in. Coaching is not a prescriptive process. So unlike a doctor, you have certain symptoms. A doctor says, "Hey, here are the things I can help you with," and prescribe certain medicines, or a surgeon operates on you. In
Mhm.
coaching, what happens is it's a partnership process.
Oh.
So when you're hand holding and working with your client, the best part is, and I'm sure you've experienced this as well, there's so much of learnings that come through for you as well. So those aha moments that come through when I'm training somebody, when I'm coaching someone, and I observe what people are doing, and I am a partner in their success journeys. When I see those transformations, there's so much of learning that I take and imbibe in my own life.
Mhm.
Those are my aha moments, of course. I think some of the key aha moments that I've had in my life, you know, would be when I can relate to certain phrases. For example, one of my my favorite phrases is "cleanliness is next to godliness."
Yeah.
Right. So when people talk about cleanliness is next to godliness, they refer to it as a cleanliness of the environment, or the
Mhm.
immediate surroundings. But the way I look at it is cleanliness of mind, body, and spirit.
Very true.
Your mind, body, and spirit being a temple, and you connect all three of them, and you have a clean way of speaking, clean way of viewing the world, and in the way that you interact with people as well. And the more and more you do that, you'll see your energy levels, your vibrations go up higher, and the right people will walk into your life. So
Super.
the aha moment is that the more time I spend with the guru within, with the, it's, we always look for reference points on the outside. We always look at God as a separate entity, or an
Mhm.
idol, or things like that. But there is God within you, right? There is a
True.
spirit within you. We are all part of the same collective spirit. In fact, we are all on this earth for one shared purpose. And if you look at that and tap at that guru within, every day you do that, you'll start realizing things will start working out. People who are meant to be in your life will walk into your life.
Very
People,
true.
who
Very true.
were meant to help you will be there for you. Things will work out. Your doors will open. So I've experienced all this stuff. So touch wood, that has been the aha moment for me, the biggest aha moment.
And I
So
wish
yeah.
you all the best for more aha moments in your life. And that will
Thank you.
walk soon. I can see your background, a Merry Christmas tree, and all the positive vibes I'm getting. So it's really lovely to know your aha moments and many more to come. All right.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So moving ahead in this ordinary to extraordinary journey with Coach Dexter, I would love to know one more question, which is really popping up in my mind. When we are talking about coaching NLP, and you, as you said, being an NLP coach, what exactly you will tell the people? Because some of the coaches, they think NLP is not a part of coaching, it's a part of a
Right.
spiritual thing. So what kind of message would you like to give to these people and their myths? Yeah.
So, Dr. Supriya, all of the questions you've asked me, you've realized I've not stated any of these so-called milestones
Huh.
or numbers or
Yeah.
figures. Most of my responses are to do with going within.
Mhm.
So, uh, let me very frank over here and say, yeah, there are those milestones in my life.
Yeah.
I've trained 10,000 plus people, coached hundreds of leaders, what have you, all of that. But when I look at all of that, and I look at what I've accomplished by going within, it's amazing. And that's where NLP comes into the picture. NLP is what happens during the course of NLP is that it helps you bridge the access to higher states of resourcefulness. So when you are working with a client, and you come in and a client has a certain mindset, a certain way of doing things,
Yeah.
it's all about the state of mind. It's all about accessing that state of mind, which will help you function at your highest, most optimum level. So that's where NLP has the tools, the tricks, the techniques, and all of those bits that help people gain access to those higher states of resourcefulness where you work with a very, very, very powerful mindset. So again, I'm going within, again, I'm telling you that the best way to be successful in your life is to be able to tap that Shakti, that power within you. And that is how NLP helps you as well. What it does is it understands that biologically you're programmed a certain way. You've been growing up and working under certain constructs. And what it does is it decodes those constructs for you. It shows you where in your mind you can work and what are the changes that you can do. I remember doing an NLP class the other day, and I train coaches from all across the world. So there was this, especially a lot of coaches who are in I think there was this group from North America. I was training them, and I was talking to them about how you take a memory of yours, which is a very, very painful memory. And because they were asking me the same questions: does NLP work and does it work? So I told them, let me show you a magic trick of NLP, right? And I took that memory and re-encoded the memory through the power of visualization. So when they access that memory again, that memory was no longer a sad memory for them anymore. It completely changed their mindset. So there are some quick, tips and tricks as well. And there are some long-term gains as well. So it's got both. It's got short-term as well as long-term gains. The best part is the people who formulated NLP or put it together, they took it from psychology, they took it from psychotherapy. So you don't have to go through years and years of studies, and tomes of information to be able to use the same tools and techniques that you would use in psychology or, in psychotherapy. You can have a condensed, hands-on version, accelerated version, and you can use it really quickly to bring about change in people's lives. And why would you not do that? So this is what I help clients with. I help students with who want to become coaches, NLP coaches, or coaches who are currently already into, say, organization development coaching, OD coaching, or emotional intelligence coaching, or different kinds of coaching. Like there are people who come to me who I train for grief coaching. So they deal especially with folks who have bereavements or losses and things like that. And we use the power of NLP to be able to help that person transition through that journey. So can be used in a variety of different modalities. And it's been proven to be very, very helpful. I've seen it work personally. I've done live demos where people have, changed, like I just explained to you, people have changed instantly and immediately. So neuro-linguistic programming is exactly what it says. Neuro is the neurons running through your body. Linguistic is the language and how they express. And programming is how they programmed and how can you reprogram them so that you express yourself in a more powerful way. So that's really what NLP is about.
And I am, I'm just quietly listening to you because it is so deep. You have taught which nobody can explain in this such a lucid manner, Coach Dexter. And I must also here pause and say to all my global audience, if you want to flourish in NLP, kindly contact Coach Dexter, because here you have seen the nuggets he is telling about the deep-rooted psychology which he has introduced to us. It's really, really great. And if you want to work on your weakness converting into strengths, then I think he's the best coach. He can train you. So get in touch with him and make your life great, successful, and happiness. That's most important for anybody's journey. Well, Dexter, the time has passed and I really didn't feel that 30 minutes has been passed, but still we have to respect time and we have to say adieu. But before I say adieu, I would love to know your great message to our global audience.
Yeah. So first of all, I must say that Dr. Supriya, even I didn't realize 30 minutes have just passed. I just caught myself looking at the clock. It's been an absolute pleasure speaking to you, and your questions have been very poignant, very pertinent. Thank you so much for that. And my great message to everybody is to spend some time in reflection every day and go within. Whenever you need the answers in your life, the answers will come. The answers will come with a balance between, not an overindulgence of sensory experiences, external, but a balance between that and a balance between going within and spending that time in reflection. It may not come easy at the first go, but do that. Take some time out every day for yourself. Journal for yourself a little bit. Observe your thoughts. So imagine that you stepped out of yourself and you're looking at your mind, and your mind is a crucible, and all of those thoughts that are going on in your mind. So be cognizant of yourself, and you'll realize that this will be a practice that will happen throughout the day. Then, so you may have started in the morning, But throughout the day, if you can journal some notes for yourself as well, take some time out and be very self-aware, and the answers will then start coming to you. So, they are doctors like you, they are coaches like me. Eventually, we are facilitators for you to go within,
Yeah.
right? So start that journey, and then when you come to us, we will help you accelerate and facilitate an even more powerful journey. So start that journey today, and you will realize the changes and see the changes in your life. So go within, and the second thing, may I add, you said one thing, can I add another one?
Yeah, sure, sure. Why not?
The other one that I want to add is, you see, the Earth is not a singular planet. Around
Hmm.
the Earth, there's the moon, there's the sun, there's the entire solar system, right? What if one day Jupiter said, I don't want to be with this Earth anymore? The sun said, let me stop shining today. The whole system would fail, right? So we are not individuals working in an isolated process. There are people around us. There's an entire ecosystem around us. So when you are feeling alone, it's always best. Or when you feel that, I've done a lot of inner work, it's not just that inner work that you have to work with. There are people around you, family members and friends. Try to help them out as well. Try to work with them as much as you can. Increase the quality of your relationships. So it's a two-pronged message. Go within and work with the people in your circle of influence, and work to increase the quality of those people as well. And as you do this effort, this two-pronged effort, you will realize incremental changes in your life. Stick with it for a couple of months, give yourself at least 90 days. And on the
Mhm.
91st day, you won't really, feel, you will feel a huge difference than how you started off 90 days ago. So I would say take a 90-day pill, which is a two-pronged pill. That's what I just say for now.
Wow. Dexter, this is really an amazing interview. And more than interview, it's just like coaching the people. I never felt it as an interview. It is like you get something from the universe which you have never thought. And that's what
Right.
we can say exhilarating journey. So the word I have used in the beginning, it was really correct. So thank you so much, Dexter, for coming to our show. Heartfelt thanks to you. God bless you and many more, as I said, aha moments to your life. Stay happy, hail and hearty. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. God bless you.
Well, thank you to my global audience, lovely audience. Stay happy, hail and hearty, and keep showering your blessings, your love on us the way you do. Thank you so much. Bye bye from India.